You might well have played quite a few minor blues, but did you know that there are specific chord sequences that work for the minor blues, and these are slightly different from the usual major 12-bar blues sequences? The main reason we've got different chord progressions is if you look at the last line of the 12 bar where you've got chord 5 in bar 9. Now if you turn that to a minor, that sounds quite weak, and it kind of the whole last line sounds fairly weak. So there's different chords that you can put in to make the minor blues sound more hard hitting. Now I've researched the minor blues for years and I've played it and looked into it, and I've pulled out 3 main chord progressions that are used time and time again in the minor blues. So I'm going to show it to you in this lesson. Now my school's called Greg's Bass Shed, and there's obviously a keyboard here, but don't worry, I'll be showing you a couple of bass lines, but it's easier for me to kind of demonstrate the chord progressions on the keyboard. You can really hear how they sound. First of all, I'm going to show you form 1. Now this is the same as the 12 bar, but you replace all the chords with minor chords, and then you put a dominant 7th chord right at the end of the progression. This is the chord progression for form 1, and I've put it into C minor. Now we can talk about that in Roman numerals, which is just the numbers of the chords. So we've got a bar of chord 1, and then the quick change to chord 4, and then 2 bars of chord 1, 2 bars of chord 4, 2 bars of chord 1, and in the last line we've got a bar of chord 5, a bar of chord 4, a bar of chord 1, and a bar of chord 5. So it's very similar to the kind of major 12 bar blues, but we've just got minor chords instead, apart from the last bar. I'm now going to play you the progression on the keyboard so you can hear how it sounds. First of all, I'll just show you the difference between a major and minor chord. So this is C7, and then this is C minor 7. So it's much darker, it's got a much sadder kind of sound to it. Okay, so if I play the progression bar by bar, so you've got C minor 7, F minor 7, and C minor 7, okay, and then F minor 7, and then C minor 7 again, and then we've got G minor 7, F minor 7, and then C minor 7, and then we have this major, so that's a G7, that's a G dominant 7, so it's got that kind of major sound at the end of the sequence. In my experience, you don't hear this progression much with the minor blues, but one song you do hear it in, and a real favourite of mine, is Life is Hard by Johnny Winter. Now that's a cracking song. If you don't know that, then go and have a listen to it. Now this is the progression, so it's basically the same as form 1, but we've got some extra chords thrown in that really give the song its recognisable chord progression. So you can see the A flat 7 and the G7 chords, which are tagged onto those F minor 7 bars. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to now play it for you with a drum beat, and you can hear the progression and you'll be able to hear these extra chords. Form number 2 is a very common minor blues progression. So it's the same chords as in the 12 bar, chord 1, chord 4, chord 5, but the minor versions, but the chords are swapped around a bit. So this is the progression in Roman numerals. So we've got 2 bars of chord 1, 2 bars of chord 5, so that's different already, 2 bars of chord 1, 2 bars of chord 4, a bar of chord 1, a bar of chord 5, and then 2 bars of chord 1. So it's quite a different order to the usual 12 bar. Now I've put this progression into D minor, so we've just got D minors, A minors and G minors. I'm now going to play that progression to you. Now when I play that, one song really sticks out for me, so have a listen, see if you can work out what it is. I'm going to play a different bass line, because if I played the bass line it would give it away. So I'm just going to kind of keep it sparse. Okay. Okay, so did you guess what that is? Well, to me, I can just hear Black Magic Women all over that. Now the Santana version fits this exactly, this progression, but the Fleetwood Mac one's got some different changes as you go through the last 4 bars. So I'm now going to just play that riff for you, the Santana one on bass, because it's so great. So it's just this riff here. Okay, so you just start on D, and then you go to the 5th, flat, 7th, and the octave. Okay. Now when you're playing this pattern, you could use 1, 3, and then your little finger. I just use my little finger for the 5th and the octave. Okay, so with the progression we've got D, A, D, G, D, A, D. Now I've made up a PDF for this lesson. You can get that by clicking the link below this video in the description. So I've put all the chord progressions from this lesson on there, and this bass line and another bass line that we'll look at in a minute. So yeah, definitely pick that up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Press the red subscribe button and click the notification bell. So as I said before, this is a really popular progression that you'll see for the minor blues, so make sure you know this one. And if you play Black Magic Women at a jam night, then you're more likely to play the Santana version than the Fleetwood Mac version. Now we'll move on to form number 3 now, and this is also very common. So I'll put the Roman numerals up for it now. So you can see that you've got 4 bars of chord 1, so that's the same as a 12 bar without the quick 4. 2 bars of chord 4 and 2 bars of chord 1. So those first 8 bars are like a basic 12 bar, but you've got minor chords, minor 7 chords. Now this is where it changes. So in bar 9 you have chord 6 and a major 7, so chord 6, and then you move to chord 5, a dominant 7, and then back to chord 1 for 2 bars. I'm going to put this progression into B minor. There's a reason for that. So our chords are B minor 7 for 4 bars, E minor 7 for 2 bars, B minor 7 for 2 bars, G major 7 for a bar, F sharp 7 for a bar, and then 2 bars of B minor 7. So I'm going to play that for you now on the keyboard and see if you can recognise a really popular blues tune. So we start with chord 1. Then we change to chord 4. And then back to chord 1. And then this is the chord that really defines it to me. Okay, back to chord 1. So if you didn't guess that tune, it's actually The Thrill Is Gone, but we haven't got the bass line. I'll play that bass line for you now. So we start with B, and we're really using B and F sharp, but we play F leading to the F sharp and A sharp leading to the B. So up to E minor, back to B, and then here G, F sharp, B. And obviously The Thrill Is Gone is a really popular blues standard. Now this progression has become so famous that sometimes it's called The Thrill Is Gone Changes, but it's used for different songs as well, so you really need to know this one. And if this crops out of a jam night, you need to know the progression because it's a bit different. So it basically moves to chord 6 in bar 9, okay? So you don't really kind of get that chord normally in a 12 bar blues, in a major 12 bar blues. Well, I hope this lesson has helped you to understand more about the minor blues progressions. Now, as I said, there are 3 main minor blues forms. So just learn the 3 of those from this lesson. Remember, you can have a look on the PDF. I've written everything on there. So you don't want to get caught out at jam night. And unlike the 12 bar blues, the major 12 bar blues, there isn't just one pattern to learn. So hopefully this has helped you with it. I'd love to hear what your favourite minor blues song is. Let me know in the comments, and also if you know any other progressions, let me know down there. I'll be really interested to see those. Please remember also to like and share this video and to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. And if you got value out of this lesson, you can always buy me a coffee and keep my caffeine levels high. So there's a link here, or in the description you can click the link there. If you're interested in really digging deep and working on your blues bass playing, then head over to my website gbshed.com, and I've got details there about my video course called Walk the Blues. So just head over to the website and look for the video courses page. This is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Don't forget to pick up the free PDF below, and I'll hopefully see you very soon in the next video.